There are things I need of you, things you may not understand and may not wish to do, but please do not make the same mistakes as I did. My father, Howard, deserted me before I was born. I could claim the loss of my mother, and the letter I received after her funeral blinded me to what I had to do. It would be a lie. Human nature sealed my downfall. My name is Philip. If we are lucky, then by the time you receive this, I will be dead. If fate frowns, we all perish. Greetings, mortals and minions, it is me again, and just... yeah, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you why it's actually, because I pressed the new game button. And played Penumbra for about 25 minutes. But you know what really sucks about this? I played it and forgot to press the record button on my capture device. Well, it's not the record button, but clicked the record button, which peeved me off completely. So I was playing about 25 minutes of one episode without recording. Anyway, enough about me. Let's get into this game. I played it on normal because, look at this, for players who are bad at action games. What the hell? Okay, let's just get into it. Honestly, it says for players who are very bad. Yes, my story began in February 17 years ago.
For my part in this allegory, I'm not going to make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of. In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
And welcome to the game. Yes, I start off on this ship. And this plays a lot differently to Amnesia. If I can look, I can pick up things by using the left mouse, and take a closer look using the right mouse. It's an empty box. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. Canned food. Oh wait, I can't do it. The reason why this plays differently to Amnesia because if I press the R button, look at this. Look at this. Anyway. Yes, even though I can do this. Notes. No, and I open to new list. Right then. I've got a key in my inventory. Use that to open this. I got a glue stick. Yes, I got this. electrolyte batteries. Oh, I'm now just pointing out the obvious. Dearest Eric, just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. If I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed, I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board. Taking shifts because of it is no way of get your rest. But but what does a fisherman's wife know of a life at sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need, so that you can come back home to me safely. And soon, please. Please don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know I might nag sometimes, but I do love you. You know. Yes, I know, because you bloody peeved me off earlier. Ugh, whatever. Anyway, I've washed those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I'll still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout, but I said they were mostly out of season. If you do happen upon any, don't say anything. Stow them well in the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come back home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Take care, my love. Fisherman's... Oh, no. I was in the bloody to-do list. I didn't really notice that. Okay, I've got a flashlight. Ah, what do you know? Almost done here. Still smash bottles. Let me just take one sip of this. Okay, yeah, I forgot I can't twist objects. Hang on, let me just get it closer. Yeah, I'm drinking sideways. Blech. Right, anyway. Then I start to leave. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into the blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I'd been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after, and new hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. Extremities. I thought he was going to say excrement. Just gonna have ice cold shit. Yes, I know. Sorry, what? Where am I going? I'm going this way? Oh yes, I forgot. For whatever reason, you're going this way. Your ship landed here for whatever reason. I say amnesia slightly better at control because this plays a whole lot different. Very different. I mean, it is their first games they've ever played. Games they've ever made, frictional games. So I'm not really going to expect that much out of it. Terrifying monsters. Anyway, then I ended up being trapped down here because your curiosity gets the better of you. Yes, they're all... Your whole weight, turns out you're a fat ass. Okay, so it's G for this. I have this, the steel rod. Oh, maybe it was for that. Anyway. Get a steel rod, I get a flare here. a flare here. I got boxes of ammunition, empty boxes, because Frictional doesn't like the character killing anything, even though it does in Requiem. I think it is. After all, the hammer. I've got another flare. I could make sure that this is out of the way, and then use the hammer at number 1. See here, if I press click the press 1 on my keyboard, I get this hammer on the left here, and then I can swing it by holding the left mouse button and then left like this, like so. Smash anything that gets in my way. Okay, this loops. Oh. Really? Alright, anyway. Yeah, enough of the creepy music. There's nothing here. Yes. No wonder why I couldn't open the door, because it got barrels. This hatch is seriously soft. It won't open by hand. Someone obviously wanted to keep people out or in. I wonder why. For your own protection? How's that going to work? I don't know. Figure it out, you stupid moron. No, not quite right. Well, why is that then, eh? What if I do this then? So I'm slightly peeved from earlier still. Yeah, maybe I could just manufacture a way out of here. Or not. What can I do, okay? Maybe it was for this thing, huh? Ha-ha! This will open it up. Right, and from here on is unexplored territory. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches, located in a remote Arctic wilderness, and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets. Emergency services at the end of a phone line, health and safety in the workplace, friends, family, lovers. All there if something goes wrong. Part of a carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared. Or too far away. Sorry, Waynesburg. Could be. Oh, now you're getting the correct idea. Ugh. Could be anything living down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances if I face off against anything down here. It won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd best be staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me a chance to hide in the shadows. I'll know I've got it right because of the blue tint to my vision. Plus, I'd be quiet enough that I won't be heard unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources, though. Really? Well, that's cool. We got night vision now. Is that a lantern from Amnesia? A wooden box. Not as heavy as it looks. Still, it should serve as some form of weapon if I have to defend myself. Yes. Anyway, from here on, it's unexplored territories. Something in here. Okay. Okay, got your location. So I am here. I've got a storage, office, explosives, northern area, and a workshop. My question is, where do I need to be? Right then, here we go. Penumbra. I don't know what to expect in here. What's the point coming in here if you know you are going to be in danger? You could have just stacked a bunch of barrels just to get you out. I have a hammer. Right. Seems like an office. Looks like an office. Anyway, my friend suggested me this game. because I asked him what game should I play next. He suggested this one. Right. I'm being very speechless right now, I apologise, because I am not very... no, it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't mind horror games, honestly. Anyway, rotting wooden shelves must be the added moisture from the grate. This whole room is petrifying. I don't know. There's something here. An age-old filing cabinet. Got beef jerky. Oh, what do I need this for? What's this? Painkillers. That's good. It's locked. Need a key. Need I do. Got more beef jerky. Be over pretty soon. Ah, one of these from Amnesia. A man, an old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger, never seen before. Still, I know this man before me is Howard. I call him Father. What are these things, anyway? What the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. You touched it, man. Don't ask me if it was such a good idea. I can even throw that backstring. Small key. Copenhagen Post, Monday 17th August 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of death. Mine? Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that mind-altering chemicals naturally sewn to the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at a Greenland mine. What? Okay, the university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workers of the Northwestern Lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace, compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the minor symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. I don't know how to spell that. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize. I can't spell that either. That natural deposits of lysergic acid, a pH 4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be presented in the rocks. Few locals were conducive to interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Inuit spirits known as the Turngate live in the mountains. The university is awaiting results of chemical testing. Studies continue. Right then. 15th of August 1945. Command Bunker Emergency Airstrip Zulu. Weekly reports. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received, standard emergency drills carried out, routine runway maintenance complete. I have ordered maintenance be carried out twice weekly from here on in due to increased snowfall. 1 wounded. The one wounded figure is no cause of concern back in London. The Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. 2 of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop's armory and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. Ugh. That sounds gross, man. I take partially responsibility for this in that I allowed them access to the demolitions manual. We keep them in the storeroom, and I'm sure that's where they learnt the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up that manual in the chest in my office and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined, and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that a more suitable punishment would have been for them to stay out here, but the matter is out of my hands. This base is so disconnected. Something I feel as if this war could end, and we might not even hear about it out here. Man, I need a drink. Supplies requisitions order. Dynamite for excavation purposes. 7 bayonets. Not necessary in my opinion, but procedure states we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pack for removing the damn ice that forms on the external hatch. Because you chose Greenland, it's gonna be a snowy country. 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C, and an order for myself. My glasses are in the rather a poor state of repair and could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an architect buried in the earth and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after martial duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have working parts inside. I shall remove whatever looks like the front cover and see if I can't discover the source of the light, which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO M. Major. Right then. Thank you, officer. Okay, right, I'm not going to read that. Okay, I'm just going to end it here for now. No, because I think I'm out of time. Like, I went past my time limit. Anyway.
Cut your head off, you leave your motherfuckers dead. I got a zombie army, and you can't harm me.